Today we have beautiful HP Envy 17M series. It's a 17-inch touchscreen laptop. Let's take it apart, let's see what we can fix, replace or upgrade. Start with bottom screws, use T4 screwdriver. Now look for more screws under those rubber feet covers. Now once we have all the screws out, look for the gap where you can put the tool to pry off the bottom cover. Okay, once you have the gap, work your way around the edge to disconnect all the clips. Alright, and the bottom is off. Here we have the part number. Now we can access all the internal components. So start with disconnecting the battery. To disconnect it, you have to take out the screws. So if the battery doesn't hold the charge or it's swollen, you can replace it. So now we can take it out. Watch out for the speaker cable, it's routed through the battery. Alright, and here we have the part number and the battery type model number. Now we can replace our speakers. So if the sound is bad, you can replace your speakers. Unplug it from the motherboard and pull it out. So these are our speakers. Here we have the part number. Okay, now under that cover we should have our storage. That's our drive where the Windows is installed. Okay, so that's the actual SSD drive. Unscrew the screw on the top and you can pull it out. So if your laptop doesn't boot and tells you there is no boot device, or you would like to upgrade storage to the bigger one, this is how you can do it. Now here we can see our Wi-Fi card. So if the Wi-Fi doesn't work, you can replace this card. So gently disconnect the antenna wires. And now you can take out the card. Unscrew the screw on the top. And you can take it out. Here we have the model number for the Wi-Fi card. Under that cover there should be our RAM memory. Okay, so once you take off the cover, you can see our RAM memory. So if the memory doesn't work, you can replace it, or if you would like to upgrade it. So just spread those arms and you can pull out the memory. Here, that's our heatsink and the cooling fans. So if your laptop overheats and you would like to add cooling paste between the heatsink and the chip, or if the heatsink is clogged or bent, you can replace it. So unscrew the screws around the processor. Let's see if it's coming out already. Be gentle, don't bend the heatsink, it won't work if you bend it. Alright, and the heatsink is out. Here we have the part number. Here we can see our processor. Unfortunately, it's soldered on the motherboard. So if it doesn't work, you have to replace the whole motherboard. Here we have our fans, cooling fans. So if the fans don't spin or they're making grinding noise, you should replace it. Unplug it from the motherboard. Unplug the video cable, it's routed through the fan. Right. Now unscrew the screws for the fan. And now we can pull it out. There's another cable here. Alright. Okay, so that's our fan. Here we have the part number. And on the opposite side, there is another fan. Let's take it out. Unscrew the screws and make sure that the cables are not in your way. So on the opposite side, there is no fan, that's a blank. That's if you have different version with better graphics, then you would have this additional fan. In our case, that's just a blank. And that's the part number for the blank. Alright, now we are pulling out the motherboard. So disconnect all the remaining cables and unscrew all the screws. Okay, now let's take out all the screws. So now our screen hinges cover partially our motherboard, so unscrew the screws for the hinges. Okay, now unfold the hinges so we can disconnect the Palmrest keyboard assembly. Alright, so that's our Palmrest keyboard touchpad assembly with the motherboard. Now we should be able to pull out the motherboard. Let's make sure nothing is in our way. Oh, there's one more screw here. Alright, and the motherboard is out. Here we have the part number. And this one here. Here we can see our DC power jack. So if your laptop isn't getting the power or the jack is physically broken, you can replace it. So that's the DC power jack. The part number is on the green sticker. Now let's check if we can replace the touchpad. So if the touchpad doesn't work, you can replace just this part. Unscrew the screws on the top. Let's see if we have to take off the bracket on the bottom. Oh, we don't need it, so this way the touchpad is out. You can replace it. And here, as for the keyboard is riveted to the Palmrest, so you cannot replace it. You have to buy the whole Palmrest keyboard assembly like that. If you need parts, check gatlaptopparts.com. And look for the part numbers on those white stickers here. And on the keyboard cable. Okay, and that's our screen. It's very hard to take out the LCD. It's all glued and very fragile, so I would advise you to look for the whole screen assembly like that on eBay or Got Laptop Parts. And that's your part number on the video cable. Alright, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.